Welcome. Today we are going to look at isometric drawing given orthographic views in third angle projection. So that means we've been given the views drawn in third angle projection, and we are supposed now to transit and convert them back to our solid figure, and that particular solid figure we draw it as a pictorial drawing or a pictorial solid figure that is in isometric. So we are going to have the three views in that angle projection, and then from which we can interpret the views. Then once we interpret the views, we can come up with a solid figure in that angle projection in isometric view. So here, as you can see, we have three views. That is the plan, the front, and the end. It is in that angle because the plan is coming after the front is below, and the end elevation is on the right, meaning the right view gives us the end elevation, and that is for third angle projection. It is from here that we are going now to come up with a solid figure, and that particular solid figure we can put it now into isometric. And the expected solid figure that we are going to have is this one here. This is the solid figure that will give us those orthographic views that we have seen. Maybe just a brief introduction, you'd realize that if you want to come up with this solid figure from these views, it means you are going to have this front, and this front here, as you can see it, it's made up of this face and this face with this particular line. So this part is what gives us this front part, and this other part gives us this other part. The end elevation, meaning observing from this side, you'll be able to see this part, which is this, and you'll see this part, which is of course landing inwards, and this other part which is landing downwards from the top. And then when you look at the plan, you'll be able to see these views, the one on the other side, and this part here, which is this one here, and this landing top, which is this one here. Then on this front, end elevation, as you can see, it has some hidden detail. This hidden detail, it is this cutting here that gives us this line. So this line here and this one here gives us corners. So it is this corner that comes from this point that will appear a hidden detail from our front elevation. So that's what we have. At the end of the day, we need to have this particular drawing on our paper as in isometric drawing. So we come and start our drawing. The first thing we shall do is first of all to draw a whole cube. A whole cube in the sense that we are assuming we do not have these cutouts. So you just draw the whole cube first, or cuboid, and then from there you can now start cutting out the unwanted part, and you remain with the one that you want. So we shall start by drawing our baseline, and our baseline here is going to give us our starting point. So this is the baseline. Now we are going to start drawing from here. So the first thing, looking at this, we are going to have the starting point, and the starting point gives us let's say this is the point we are going to start from. So we are going to draw this side, and we are going to draw this part as on the front that will appear to be on the two lines. This front and this end will be on two isometric lines. So we are going to measure two isometric lines and draw them. The first isometric line on which the end elevation will lie is this one here. So we draw the first isometric line, and the second isometric line is this one. So we have to draw the two isometric lines. Now looking at our illustrations from the views, you would realize that this front part is 40 plus this distance. So from here up to here, we need to know what distance it is so that we can be able to draw the whole drawing. Now this distance here from this drawing here, it was 30, so it is 30. We can include it here. It is from which we got our views. So we have measure from here up to here. You add that, and then you would be able to get the front part that will lie on this side, this isometric line. And this other part here, it means we are going to measure from here up to here, then you draw it on this side. And this side here now gives us our 70. So we measure 70, because if you bring these lines and you bring this line, you draw the projection, it will give us 70. So it is this 70 that comes here because it is a projection. So you project this part downwards, it gives us this as your front elevation. Observing it from this side, you'll be able to see this side and this part. And therefore, we can now measure, which is 70. Measure from here up to here. That is 40 plus 30, you get 70. You draw it here. So using your compass, you can now measure your. So measure our 70. That is 7 centimeters. And then you bring it here. You cut it here. Now on this other side, as we've said, it's again 70. Project it. So we give it, we put it here. It is 70. So we are going to draw a cuboid, a full cuboid, having that as a length and a width. The cuboid here, it is from which we can now be able to come up with the whole drawing, getting and cutting out the unwanted parts. So from here, as you can see, we are going now to include this distance from here upwards and upwards, so that it can now give us the height of that solid figure. So from here, we can have this, and then again you move to this other side, and you draw it from here upwards. Once we have that, we can now be able to know what is the height of that particular. Then now the height of that particular solid figure is from here up to here plus that small height. So from here up to here is 60. Okay, so because this one is 60, this is 60, this is 50, the height, the total height becomes 60. So we just come and transfer our 60. So now we come and make arc to give us our 60. Of course, it gives it that. So we are going to use our set square again to have your drawing. That line on this other side. You include this other line. Then you complete by coming and joining this other point. You join this. Then lastly, and come and include this. So this one here. Now once we have drawn the cube, we are going now to extract this part, because we've said this part gives us the end. So the end is having this point, and the end is also having this looping part, is also having this. So we are going to first of all include this, which is 20, 20. So we measure 20, we measure 20. So you can have your 20 here, then you have another 20 here. So with your verticals, you can have your 20 drawn here. You draw your 20, and then again with your set square, you can draw this other 20. Now once we are through with that, we get back to our top part. The plan says that we are having this part that is of course going to be cut on this side. Then we have the middle part. Okay, we shall have it. Then from here, we're having another part here, which is having a straight edge, meaning from somewhere here, we get to a straight edge, and there is a line, meaning it's a corner or an edge. Then now, we are going to slope inwards, maybe coming up to there, because if you look at this one here, it's giving us a slant line. It's not coming to the end. If, let's say, it was from here up to here, we are assuming this one, it means it's not a cut. But now because there is this landing side, it means it is coming to the other side to give us something like a trapezium, okay? So you cut from here up to somewhere there, and then you are going to chop off the unwanted part. So what we are going to do is, first of all, to establish this point from here up to here, then from here up to here, and from here up to here. On your front elevation, in your plan elevation, you can now transfer all that you have here on top of your solid figure. So first, let's measure 10. Once you have your 10, you can transfer it here. You can transfer it here. Then you have your 30. You bring your 30. And of course, the remaining part is 30. So from there, you can complete the line. So you complete this line. It is a corner, so it will appear. Once you have that, of course, you are going to join this part to that point. So you join this to that point. You can still use this. Once you have joined that, we are going to join this to that point. So we join that. So as you can see, viewing it from top, you are going to see this slanting face that slopes downwards. Then we have this top. Then we are also going to have another slant on this other side. And on this other side, it's a cutout. Looking at this cutting from your front elevation, it means you are going to have a cutout. So this front elevation is giving us something from here up to here, so we have to measure, and then again it is of course similar. Then we are going to have a cutout from here going to the other side, and therefore we complete. So we are going to use your vertical, not necessarily the vertical, from there, somewhere there, coming back here. So we join, we bring this, then you can join that vertical, let it stand somewhere here. So bring that vertical down. Okay, once you are through with that, we are going to join from here up to here. So we join this, so now we have this as it appears on our solid figure. We have this, and we have the top part. Then now we are remaining with cutting out this prism so that it is chopped up. It's actually 10 millimeter as according to our elevation. So this part here, which we are referring to as 10, it is from here up to here. So we are going to remove it. Just bring here, because the reason as to why I'm saying it is 10 is because if you take 60 minus 50, you get 10. Then from here up to here, it is 70 minus 60, you get 10. So it is 10, 10. So we cut 10. We bring our T-square or measuring instrument, that is a ruler. Then you cut 10. Once you cut 10, you will be able to join this part, and then you will join this part, the other end. Okay, it is a slope. You have to join that. Once you have that, you're going to have your whole drawing the way it is, and then we shall be able to now use our HB pencil to bring out the more visible parts, and those that are not visible, they will remain to be construction. So now we can join from here to there with your HB outline. You join that point, and then we come on this side, we join that, then we join this other point, we join this, now visible, we join this, and again we join this, and then again we join this. So just continue joining the outline so that you can get your expected solid in isometric. So you continue joining. You join this, and you join this, and then lastly but not least, come here, join that, and then lastly but not least, come here and join this. So as you can see, this is what we expected to have, and that's what we have drawn. Maybe if you want just to have more understanding of the solid figure itself, you'd realize that we actually did have to include our 30 degrees here as our isometric line so that we can be able to take this as the lowest point. Then if you want the drawing to be more visible, maybe if you cannot understand much better, you can as well shade, but this one is not, we are not saying that it's a must for you to shade, but I'm just trying to shade so that you can be able to differentiate between the expected drawing and the construction lines. So this just, I can say it is a peg. It's a peg. Okay, so this one comes out more clear. So if you would want to draw this, the views, then these are the views you need to have, so that this part here, this part, front part is this, and this one is this, and this one here is this one. Because it's on one edge, this line will appear straight. It's not a line, it's just from the corner, it's coming directly here, it's not going inwards. So it is a line, a straight line, and then this part is appearing, and this part is also visible. This line here, it is this one here, it is this one here, and this line here is this one here, okay? And then from here up to here is this one here. Once you are through that, the front elevation include this part here, which is this, and then this part here, which is this one here, okay? Once we are through with that, you'll come now on the plan. Plan is this face, this one here, and then this other one, which is this, and lastly this sloping one, which is this one here. So it is actually taking a shape of what you call a trapezium, or yeah, it's a trapezium. That's all that we needed to do. We just expected to interpret the views and come up with the drawing in isometric view. That marks the end of this for today. Please kindly subscribe to my channel and for any new content that will be uploaded. Thank you for watching.